me you say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Listen to me. So no matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. He placed a fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. I give him pass, let me testify. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. My God, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. I refuse. He's been good to me. I gotta testify. Put up your hands and give him praise. Put up your hands and Grenada, 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 Grenada. Somebody give him glory. I say no way. He's been too good to me. I gotta test. No matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. He placed a fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. Please give me pass, let me testify. Say me can't sit down. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. God bless you, Grenada. Put up your hands and give him praise. 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 He's been good. He's been good. Woke you up this morning. Kept you in your right mind. No one can sit down. I gotta testify. I make no apology. He's been good to me. Brought me from a mighty long way. Put my feet on rock to stay. I gotta testify, Grenada. I gotta testify, Grenada. I gotta God bless you, God bless you. I gotta go, I gotta go.
Let's go! Call them. Wake them. Tell them. We voting and be again. Call them. Wake them. Tell them. Go out there and call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. And when you say, call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell them we voting and be election day. Go out there and call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. Yeah. Call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell them we voting and be election day. This country moving and there's no turning back. So let's keep it going, cause we on the right track. I'm calling everyone. If you love this land, come on, everybody, and play your part. Go there and call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. And when you say, call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell them we voting and be election day. Go there and call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. Yeah. Call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell them we voting and be election day. How will you say? We all must agree that we come a long way with proper leadership, and we should get there. A leader with vision, a people's champion, call him Dr. Kid Claudius, get it done. Cause he gonna do it. Call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. And when you say, call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell them we voting and be election day. And when you say, call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell somebody. Knock on the door by somebody. And when you say, call somebody. Wake somebody. Tell them we voting and be election day. And when you say, call them. Wake them. Tell them. We voting and be again. Call them. Wake them. For God. Development we seeing. Investors we getting, the construction industry, walk all over the country, a growing economy, a better working country. Come on everybody and join with me. Go there and call somebody, wake somebody, tell somebody, knock on and go by somebody. And when you say call somebody, wake somebody, tell them we voting and then the election day. And when you say call somebody, wake somebody, tell somebody, knock on and go by somebody. Call somebody, wake somebody, tell them we voting and then the election day. And when you say call somebody, wake somebody, tell somebody, knock on the door by somebody. Call somebody, wake somebody, tell them we voting and then the election day. And when you say call somebody, I say call them, wake somebody, wake them, tell somebody, knock on the door by somebody. Call somebody, I say call them, wake somebody, wake them. And when you say call somebody, wake somebody, tell somebody, knock on the door by somebody. Call somebody, wake somebody, tell them we voting and then the election day. And when you say call somebody, I say call them, wake somebody, wake them, tell somebody, knock on the door by somebody. Call somebody, wake somebody.
Who I voted for? NNP I voted for. Tell me who you voted for. NNP we voted for. So let's keep moving. The economy growing. Let's keep moving. Construction booming. Let's keep moving. Every man is smiling. Let's keep moving. Salary receiving. Healthcare improving. Keep moving. Pension coming. Keep moving. Better condition. Keep moving. NNPD party for the land. Let's keep moving. Show me your colors. Let's keep moving. Your brain colors. We came back in 2013 with a clean sweep with 15. And my country progressing. NNPD winning team. 3,000 jobs for humanities. The way forward weekly. Numbers of higher education. The passport yet volume million. We create small business. We have the facts to prove this. Rolling bill in a day. NNP all the way. Let's keep moving. The economy growing. Let's keep moving. Construction booming. Let's keep moving. Every man is smiling. Let's keep moving. Salary receiving. Healthcare improving. Keep moving. Pension coming. Keep moving. Better condition. Keep moving. NNPD party for the land. Let's keep moving. Show me your colors. Let's keep moving. Your brain colors. X-ray unit in Marygo. Farmers and complaining no more. Hotels building from Libera. No turning back, we shall prosper. Silver Sun and Mops in a man. Development goes on. Transformation of TAMCC. School upgrade on the NNP. Dressing wing of the hospital. Almost complete and starting tall. Let us all come together and go the best of Grenada. Let's keep moving. The economy growing. Let's keep moving. Construction booming. Let's keep moving. Every man is smiling. Let's keep moving. Salary receiving. Healthcare improving. Keep moving. Pension coming. Keep moving. Better condition. Keep moving. NNPD party for the land. Let's keep moving. Show me your colors. Let's keep moving. Your brain colors. The party's strong and we're moving on. 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 Kirani James, New Stadium, more investment to come. Trading posts to China, India, Japan, all over. NDC want this country, forgetting the good pay salary. We ain't going back there. Vote in the house on election. Let's keep moving. The economy growing. Let's keep moving. Construction booming. Let's keep moving. Every man is smiling. Let's keep moving. Salary receiving. Healthcare improving. Keep moving. Pension coming. party strong and we moving on. The 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 party strong and we moving on.
Not one seat for them.
NBC can come back at all.
Not one seat for them.
We want progress and no more scandal.
Not one seat for them.
Hear what I tell all you. When you vote in election day, let the progress continue.
Not one seat for them.
We cannot take that chance.
Not one seat for them.
Greed is the insurance.
Not one seat for them.
We got to keep moving. So this election when all you vote,
Let us bury Nazim.
5 years ago, we made a change. Because the country needed to be rearranged. LDC got in power. The country they couldn't run. Instead of lifting us up, them buggers they bring us straight to the ground. Look at how the country take off, man with so much speed. Just because we give Dr. Mitchell another chance to lead. When keep they in power, man we does beat with chest. Because that is the only time we country does make progress.
Not one seat for them.
Get the room and let we sweep clean.
Not one seat for them.
Forget the man we vacuuming.
Not one seat for them.
The heart don't have no romance. So if all you love your country, with yellow don't take a chance.
Not one seat for them.
Man, we want everything.
Not one seat for them.
Not 14, we taking 15.
Not one seat for them.
We don't want no opposition. Because them fellas in NDC have no love for the nation. Our worst experience was under NDC. So much mismanagement of the economy. We gave them a chance to run this country. But them boy couldn't do it. Even the blind could have seen. And I say they spend all their time trying to fight Peter. And they put the country in a state of disaster. 5 years in government, them fellas they spend fighting. They don't have a good track record. How the hell they expect to win?
Not one seat for them.
NDC can come back at all.
Not one seat for them.
We want progress and no more scandal.
Not one seat for them.
Hear what I tell all you. When you vote in election day,
Let the progress continue. Not one seat for them.
we cannot take that chance.
Not one seat for them.
Greed is the insurance.
Not one seat for them.
We got to keep moving. So this election and all you vote,
Let us bury Nazim.
one come of the NLP and just look at progress. Dr. Peter say take a bow. My brother, you are the best. Put Nazim next to you, and there is no contest for disaster management. NNP they can attest. Dr. Keith take the country, take it from out a hole. Grab the economy and put it back in control. From costume jewelry, Keith man you made us bold. So I have to admit, you are ready. Move it, yes we move it, move it, and then yes we move it, move it, yes we move it. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Old people they say, back long time ago, if something can break, don't fix it, leave it so. And up to this day, this I still maintain. This is why I say, Nazim never again. Everybody know, about 6 years ago, where this country were, we can't go back there no more. Not saying we reach, but we on that path. So let's keep moving, with NNP, there is no turning back. Let the truth be told, one just can't ignore. Let's keep moving, must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving, we're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give me the duck now, move it, yes we move it, move it, yes we move it, move it, yes we move it. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Public servant salary, that was on a hold. For them to get a dime, an asset must be sold. And even when they do, it always coming late. Why don't you admit all you couldn't operate? Investors' confidence, that was on a low. But who could blame them? All you didn't know head from toe. In almost 5 years, not one capital project. Construction was dead. Now you're talking about jobs like if you forget. Let the truth be told, one just can know. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give me the dance now. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Don't stop, don't stop. I hear you talking, and it have me baffled. All over the place, how you care about people. But tell me this please, where was that caring? When 4+ years, you had them suffering. So much lost the job, others part-time work. So don't waste your time, cause they know it's only talk. You're talking about youth, explain this to me. Why you send them home? All them human and take away their salary. Let the truth be told, one just can know. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. How will you say? Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Stop, don't stop, don't stop. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving.
We live in a time when the rulers of men are scornful of principles of godliness, wisdom, and freedom. But woe, 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 woe comes quickly, man. But woe, 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 woe comes quickly. Yes, they use and abuse women. They raise no children. They live the life of wicked thoughts, corruption, embarrassment, and shame. So in order to maintain power against the very forces of nature, they need to have the citizens living in fear. Man, but be not afraid, for fear is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him. But be not afraid, for woe comes suddenly. Sin, just as the longest road comes to a bend, so do the evil works of evil men found to soon to come to an end. I sing, but mine, godly men who don't care that the devil takes over their kingdom, they would kneel if they feel that they could cross a deal. But woe, 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 woe comes suddenly, man. Woe, 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 woe comes quickly. Yeah. Now workers who want to please their employers and their bosses by victimizing their neighbor because today their party is in power. I see, but they know what they do is wrong, and it's weighing their conscience down, because all men know that no man knows the hour. Man, but be not afraid, for fear is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him. But be not afraid, for will come suddenly. I see, just as the longest road comes to a bend, so do the evil works of evil men come to soon to come to an end. I sing, bye. I sing. In life and in the Bible, they have seen the fall of men of evil. They never learn, they believe they are in the next level. Ah, but woe comes swiftly. Man, woe comes quickly. Yes, but the days are numbered, all the deeds are known. Their hate, their division, the anger, the poverty they have sown. But it's coming to harvest day, when the oppressed will have their say, when all those who hurt my people will have to pay. Man, but be not afraid, for fear is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him. But be not afraid, for will come suddenly. I sing, just as the longest road comes to a bend, so do the evil works of evil men come to soon to come to an end. I sing, bye-bye. Ah.
And a good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It is now 7 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada, saying a special good night to all of you under the various lives. Those of you listening via 91.9, 91.5 Real FM, broadcasting out of there in beautiful St. Patrick, 94.9 Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. Also, you can get the app, you can get them online, you could get them on your Apple device, everything. Yeah, Noise Radio all over the place, right? So you can get them there. And let me just quickly go over the roll call. Matthew Bowen, good night to you. Carl Jones, Kathleen Ledlow, Phyllis Mitchell, Kashima Roberts, Jacinta Livingston, Faithlyn Halley Douglas, Gemma Warwood, Anna Lewis, and Marie Celestine Grant, Dominic Leroy, Alban Harris, Wilfred Antoine, Janice Mitchell, Good Life, Vanessa Lalji, Maria Noel, Alan Jones, good night to you and Zoe and your lovely wife. I spotted you all somewhere just the other day, yeah. And let me see, Hillary Joseph, Faithlyn Hallidog, Agnes Henry, Michelle Alexander, Jenna Benjamin, Fitzroy Philip, Maud Martin, Carib Spice, Sherma Jeremiah, you and Zayla, good night. Zayla, early night tonight, school night, right? Deborah Laborde, Gavin Thomas, Kim Creedland, Ann Andrews, Gertrude Abraham, Claude Abraham, Dennis Bain, Fitzroy Philip, Christine Otley, Dennis Bain, Shanron Thomas, Halsey Peters, Anastasia Peterson, Chief Camahorn, Public notice. I'm not sure if I shout you out already, but public notice. Adrian Watts, good night to you. Yolan Pariag, Kenneth Buckmeyer, Earl Benjamin Angie, Cindy Thomas, Eliza Bernard, Raphael BJ, Junior Williams, Clive Raymond, Lona Lolo Williams, Iva Holas, Mayana Julian, Jen, all right, Beavis John, Kathleen Knight, Emerson Edmund, Samuel John, Marilyn Ferguson, Saralyn Jeremiah, Cynthia Parks. Marilyn, I'm waiting on you. All right, Deborah Laborde, Jerome Lewis, Jenny Samuel, Sky Harrow, Dennis Joseph, and over on the Facebook. Let me see, I have to real wheel back on the Facebook. Joan Henry, Cousin Levine, Adorable Levine, good night to you. Charmaine Ragba Singh, Glenda Robinson, Gillian Prescott, Landon Jane, let me see, Sim Card Roberts, yeah, Maudlin Bartholomew, Etta Batiste, Gillian Prescott, I call you out already, nice. Landon Jane, I call you out already, nice. Wait, oh, nice, you see what time me up there, right? Tegwa, good night to you. And good night to, let me see, yeah, somebody messages tying me up. Julian, good night. And Wendy and C. McGuire, good night to you, Nursey. Peter Lewis, good night. Jocelyn Matheson, good night. Wallan Aquat, Susan Steele, Teresa Collymore, Reverend Cox. Parang time coming up here, brother. William Charles, Dennis Fabio, Phyllis Charles, Amanda Charles, all them Charles come in one boy, Bernadette Joseph, good night. So all of you under the various lives, a special glorious Grenadian good night to each and every one of you. Hope that you are having a fabulous night tonight. Huh? Well, 10 minutes after the of 8 o'clock. Listen, I was coming here tonight and I get afraid. I had to ask what was that. And haven't forgotten that I read about the possibility of a comet passing by a few days ago. And indeed, that flash that we all experienced, those of us that saw it, some people didn't see it, but there was a flash a while ago. And it was a Comet Nishimura. Is that how to pronounce it? Is Nishimura? I think it's Comet Nishimura or something like that. Yeah. That passed by a while ago. All right. Yeah, the place ended up like daylight. You know, so I was wondering what's going on. And I said, well, nothing else. It has to be a meteorite or a comet or something like that. Yeah. So that's what happened, because a lot of people are wondering. I've been seeing a lot of posts. I myself was posting asking, well, what happened there? You know, so it was a comet that passed by. Let me see if I could. I think we've got footage of what the place looked like. I haven't got footage yet of the comet, but you know, we will get footage of the comet sooner or later. We will get footage of it. Let me see if I could bring this across here. Yeah, so you'll see the flash. Yeah, that's what happened. It got like basically like daylight for a little while. Yeah, it actually, it looked like the sun was up again. And that threw off a lot of people. Some people run for their life. So, but that is what was taking place. It's a comet that was passing through. Yeah, Comet Nishimura. So you see what the place was looking. It was actually looking like if it was daylight. Yeah, and that's what threw off a lot of us, because this is what the place was looking like. So it threw off a lot of us, because 1 minute it's dark and next minute is like daylight, and then next minute it gone back, you know. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so that's what we had. Nice. All right, here. So that is what we had. I think I just saw the phone lines ringing. Okay, we lost that call. But yeah, so this is what. Let me see if I could pull this up a bit bigger for you all to see. Yeah, it actually started looking like this outside. Yeah. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, sir. How are you tonight?
Hey, I'm quite fine.
Well, okay. Give me a little chance to speak, please.
Go ahead, yeah.
First of all, I'd love to say good night to Miss Kami. Miss Kami might not remember me, but I'm from Mount Pleasant, and Miss Kami used to support us to go to school. She know who I am. She know my mother everything. My mother passed away, and she used to support us, and I give her great respect for that. Miss Kami, you're always a helping woman. Okay, I'm really upset. I'm really, really upset. This thing, what's going on now, this thing is not about NMP and NDC. This thing about all Grenadian hands should be on deck to see everything from in a community to help fight this crime what's going on, because it's not looking good for Grenada. It don't looking good for us. It's still we country nice to live in, but we want help. Some all community must come together. The whole of Grenada, Carriacou, and put a hand on deck and help this country to fight this crime are going on. I remember, and I will always respect that, Eben Martin is somebody who motivate me. Let me tell you why he motivate me. I remember I used to have briefing with them policemen every week. Every week. I'm not seeing that since this government week. I haven't no briefing, nothing. And Eben Martin was a good man. He used to do his work, and I used to motivate myself from him. I used to listen to him, and I still go back and watch old PTRs with him. And I find he should have been for still helping solve this crime. This crime getting very serious, and it's getting very frustrated. Each community, we have to put our hands on deck and help this country and fight this crime what's going on. And now is not the time about Kit Mitchell this and Kit Mitchell that. Kit Mitchell no longer in there. Them have to do what they have to do. The time now, they get the opportunity, they cry for it, they get the opportunity, do the people's work. I don't care. I really don't care tonight. I really don't care. They need to do the people work. They ask us for a chance, we give them a chance. I don't want to hear that they are here and give them chance to do things you have to do. This is what you promise to the people. Just get up and get it done. Go to our community, hear the people cry, take a walk around, go to their doors, because when the election coming, they went to the doors. They went to doors asking for vote. Why not then looking back now and go to the doors and ask who have a job and who don't have a job? I'm very hopped about what's going on. We need to fight this crime. We need to get rid of these things in Grenada. I don't say when Kit Mitchell was there, they used to have crime, but not like what's going on now. Maybe during the revolution used to have more crime, but not now. The revolution still educates people, as people say. But we need help. We need all hands on deck now to fight this crime that's going on in this country. This thing getting very personal. And this thing going to just spread wide world. And who go dead, who dead. That's why Inspector sing a good song. And people don't understand it. Who survive. And this is not old talk. I want all hands on deck to help Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Good night to you. And have a blessed night.
All right. Thank you very much, caller.
All right, brother. That's my program. That's my people. Tell the NMP people, keep faith, keep courage, and let we work together and develop this country. We're going to make it again.
Of course.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. And the phone lines are open, 440-7377. The phone lines are open, 440-7377. So, yes, so I was just letting you all know what it was, because a lot of people still are not sure what happened there. It is a recently discovered comet. It passes by planet Earth once every 400 years. Yes, so it flies by planet Earth once every 400 years. So the next time people are going to see that comet again is 400 years from now by the calculations, right? So it passes by planet Earth once every 400 years. It's sort of greenish in color. Maybe there's a message to some people. It's sort of greenish in color, so it passed by. All right, so that is why we had the big flash. Everybody wondering, well, I wonder if we losing my mind. You understand? So that is what it was. All right, nice. And on what the caller is saying, yes, we have a problem now. I saw something very interesting during the press conference today that was held by the Royal Grenada Police Force. I saw a senior police officer trying to answer a political question. Yeah? And he was saying he's taking off his hat and answering. You can't answer. There's no answering. Mr. You, Vanny Cohen. Yes, there's no answering in a personal capacity. You are at a press conference of the Royal Grenada Police Force. You are there because you are one of the most senior members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. Anything you say when you are there is indicative of the thinking, philosophy, direction of the Royal Grenada Police Force and not Vanny Cohen. So when that particular question was asked about the statements made by the opposition leader, former Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, Instead of saying, well, you're taking off your hat, you're answering as an individual. You're answering as no individual. Come, stop that stupidness, all right? Please. Let's all get that nonsense, right? So you can't be answering as no individual when it comes to that. And I found some of the answers to be very strange as well. I found it very strange when asked about the incident involving Mr. Ron Redhead, and the response was given that they have no information in relation to that. Something that has been circulating in the public for the last couple of weeks, last 2 weeks or so, it's been circulating in the public. And here it is, they're saying that they have no information in relation. They go back, watch the press conference itself. Yeah, they're saying they have no information in relation to that. Considering that police officers went on the scene, an investigation took place, they make the markings, and so albeit was about a week later, but they went and they take the markings and they made a report was made and all of those things, they take the report and everything, right? So that was done. And yet still you're saying you have no information in relation to it. If you're going to a press conference, sometimes you know how to give advice. If you're going to a press conference, knowing that this is a topical issue, you ought to go there with whatever information there is in relation to it, because this is not an issue of national security. It is not an issue that if you speak on it, it can affect national security, unless there's some aspect to this that that we really don't know. But it does not affect national security. It does not affect the ability of the Royal Grenada Police Force to carry out their work. So as such, there ought to have been a response, whatever the response was, in relation to that question, instead of simply trying to brush it aside. Yeah? And also, when it comes to the issue of the shooting in St. Paul's that took place on Saturday last, when it comes to that particular shooting, the question I have to ask is simply this: was the firearm involved in that shooting retrieved? Let me say this again. Was the firearm that was used in that shooting retrieved? And if that firearm was retrieved, there is no possible way that the response that was given, that you are unaware of whether or not it is a licensed or unlicensed firearm that was used in that shooting. Because you all know the individual, yeah, who had committed that particular crime. Yeah, you all know who did the shooting. Whether you want to say self-defense or you want to say manslaughter, you want to say murder, whatever you want to categorize it. I assume that your investigations are wrapping up and a file is being sent to the DPP for determination of what charges should be laid and so on, right? But still, if a firearm has been recovered, I don't know, I'm not in the Royal Grenada Police Force, but if a firearm has been recovered, you and I know it is extremely easy to tell if it's a licensed or unlicensed firearm. Yeah? So to tell the media and to tell the public you're unaware, it leaves me asking other questions. It leaves me asking other questions here. Because if it's licensed, it's very easy to tell that it's licensed. If it's unlicensed, if the individual that did the shooting was a licensed firearm holder, it's easy to tell. Yeah? Because they would actually have a license. If they don't have a license, then there's a bigger problem than just the shooting itself. Yeah? So I found some of the answers sort of strange when they couldn't even give a figure of how many of the crimes that have taken place were committed. That you go to a press conference, you're supposed to prepare for a press conference. Is it a case that the Royal Grenada Police Force is giving a lot of knee-jerk reactions to things? Because it seems as though somebody got up this morning, called poor Mr. Pierre, Superintendent Pierre, and tell him that he had to come on this thing. Yeah, when the man could have been out doing the excellent job that he's doing. Look, you all have cracked the case in relation to the murder in Telescope, and so they have stated And I'm waiting with bated breath to hear the outcome of this one. They've stated that they are getting close in relation to the Josiah Robinson, as they say, John T. case, that they're getting close in relation to that one. Yeah, you kind of give a sly kind of smile that they're getting close in relation to that one. So I am very interested. I am very interested. Yeah? In trying to understand how you're having a press conference and you come there and you basically can't say anything. Now we can understand that if the matter is sub judice, if the matter is a matter that's before the courts, that there are certain things that you can't say. There are certain things that you can, but certain things you can't say. Yeah, because you don't want to prejudice the jury pool. We understand that, right? If there are other things that are taking place, you have to be able to say what is taking place. There's an issue still of the individual that was found dead in the pond up there in St. Andrew. I can't remember hearing any information in relation to that. We heard about the one in Telescope. Arrest is being made in relation, or has been made in relation to that. Yeah. We heard of a farmer being found in his land. We are not aware of whether that case has been ruled as a murder or not, because no information is forthcoming from the Royal Grenada Police Force in relation to these matters. And then when the media calls you out, Mr. Kerwin, in relation to the issue, they call you out in relation to it live, on air, in the press conference, because it seems as otherwise they've been unable to get information coming out of the RGPF. They've been asking questions. Information has been slow or not coming at all. So they ask. Then you want to tell them basically that, no, you're unaware of that problem and that's something you have to talk about privately. Well, if they're trying to contact all you privately and all you're in talking to them, they're going to do it publicly. Yeah? So just some advice to the Royal Grenada Police Force. Anytime you're coming to do a press conference, first, make sure that your commissioner of police is there. Let me say that again. All of us know, be it COVID measures, be it some murders, be it the investigation of now Assistant Commissioner of Police Vanny Kerwin in relation to voice note, be it any of these issues, Commissioner of Police Mr. Martin would come out, yeah, Mr. Edwin Martin would come out, and he would lead the discussion in relation to the issues. He come out with his top men in the different areas, and they would speak. Whether you have one speaking on traffic and one speaking about what is happening in crime and so on, but he has his top men with him, and they come and they answer questions. He's aware. You can tell he's a person that's on top of everything. He knows what's going on, and so he's able to answer the questions. He doesn't even need the others there, but he has them there because they may know something that he doesn't know. So he would think. But Mr. Edwin Martin used to make sure that he was there. The days of Mr. Bideau, the days of, Mr. James, Mr. Clarkson, all of them, they used to make sure that they faced the general public. But right now, we're not seeing our commissioner of police, and I think, yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh boy. Let the RGPF confirm that before I say anything on air, but I afraid to go and say that one. Wow. Yeah. Oh, let me see. Yeah, some information that I've just received in relation to an ongoing matter. Yeah? So, okay, all right. Well, I'll say it. The individual who has gone missing has been found dead. So the medical student who was missing, they found him dead. I think they say somewhere in Marion. Yeah, they found him dead in that area. So that is the information, unconfirmed information that I've received. You know, usually I don't go with it, but I trust the source that has sent that information to me, like I trust myself. So yeah, all right. So I think we have a caller online. Let's go to the phone. Oh boy, I missed that call. Let me see if I can call them back. Yeah, so let me see if I can call that person back. So the information that I'm getting, yeah, is that they have found the individual. The individual has been found deceased. And I'm seeing that from two different sources. So let's see what's going on there. We have a call online. Good night.
Hello, good night, Shalon. Hello, good night, Talking Points family. How are you doing?
A good man.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to listen to the press conference of the RGPF today with ACP Cohen. And you know what kind of shocked me? When you're having press conferences, I thought that you will have press conferences with the major radio stations in Grenada, like the GBN, the WFM, the station that people can listen to, because not everybody will be glued to the TV or the phone when they walk in. They probably listen to the radio. And I could be wrong, but I've been checking on all radio stations, and I haven't seen or heard any other radio stations playing that particular press conference. And that to me is a sign that they targeting certain people. Secondly, I listened to Mr. Cohen, and certain questions I was asked by prominent, very hard-hitting journalists, and he was basically, in my opinion, he was getting rather angry, and he was getting kind of a tad confrontational. Now, when questions have been asked to people at that level, like for instance, one question was asked if the guns are licensed guns and what have you, and he was going on. I understand police will give their local, they talk, they want to say this now, they want to go this way, investigation is on the way. But he also talked on himself. He said certain things that he should have kept quiet. And that only goes to show the level, and I will say that the level of incompetence with the national security of this country, because we are going on a path where we have 17 murders, maybe 9 or 8 unsolved. And you have an ACP coming and getting angry instead of being calm. He's not there with the commissioner. He's not there with the Minister of National Security or anybody in that field. And this press conference was not broadcast to the whole of Grenada. No, I know there was on the internet, nothing wrong with that. But when you have elements of a party comparing crime rate in Grenada and crime rate in Barbados and Jamaica, this is what happens when you have an inept ACP, because this is what happens. We started to compare crime rate now. One murder in Grenada is too much already, right? And condolences to all the families that been through all this trauma for the last couple of months up until now. Condolences to the well, that news is you talk about children. I see it myself, so I was waiting for somebody to confirm it, right? Mm-hmm. And these are the things we are hearing things and we are seeing things, and it is getting worrisome. We heard about guns on the port, right? We heard these things. I mean, are we not going and do retrospect and say, okay, who was charged, who was arrested, who was jailed for this thing and them? But yet we comparing Barbados, and Barbados know better to produce this thing online. Everybody has internet, everybody has Facebook, everybody is responsible for what they put online. There's a data crimes bill, so you can get charged for putting out false information. And what a fine happening in Grenada, we are too quick to jump the gun. And if the powers that be is the one leading that, because for instance, lastly, when I saw a release from GIS concerning a certain minister in a certain accident, and the police has not released their statement yet,
my friend,
it shows that
I think you're being careful. You're afraid to say GIS sent out an issue about Minister Ron Redhead being involved in an accident. GIS sent it out. They can't sue you for saying GIS sent out a lie. They lied. Before the police sent out their report. Not even before the police sent out the report, you know. Before the young man was even moved from emergency over to... so come on, can some people... You can't be expecting me to have a conversation with you on WhatsApp. No, sorry, somebody threw me off there. Yeah. So, no, some people try and figure things out, man. They can't be trying to have a conversation during the program, and during the program, you're trying to have a conversation on WhatsApp with me. Come on. Yeah. So, the young man was not yet moved from the emergency room onto the ward, you know. He wasn't even placed on the ward yet. But GIS had sent out a release already. So you understand what's going on there. They didn't even have a clear picture of everything. But they were sending out release lying, saying that nothing happened to no serious injury. I don't know since when cracking your pelvic bone is not a serious injury.
But not only that, children. I haven't seen GIS been carrying personal ministers' pages on a daily basis. I saw that. The first time I saw that was the Labour Minister / AG / legal advisor. And when I saw that, that alone tells me that this particular body has been poisoned. I have never seen that under the NMP. Now, I don't care which government it is. No minister should be having their thing being put out under GIS. Put it under your own page, under your own production. You're not supposed to be using GIS to promote your propaganda or your whatever you're doing. And I could be wrong with that, but I have never seen that under NNP. Because watch, when I saw during the COVID, when certain ministers under NNP was giving out masks, when certain ministers was doing, they go and hand out certain lunch boxes and they put these things on their pages, there were certain elements in NEC cussing. Why are you putting face on mask? Why are you on Facebook? Now is the total opposite. The level of hypocrisy right now, Sheldon, it is rather maddening, and I fed up of it. NEC, Honorable D. Mitchell and your gang, do better than that, please. Do better, because we fed up. Well, I fed up. Gentlemen, have a good night, man.
Yeah. 4407377. I'm just trying to do more than one thing here at the same time, collecting information at the same time. 4407377. That's the number for you to call on the inside. And yeah, someone is saying from GBN News tonight, there was a suggestion that the student may not have been well at some stage during the hash and so on. So let's wait and hear what the police are saying in relation to this matter. We have the unconfirmed report that the individual has been found deceased. We're waiting for a confirmation either from SGU, the Royal Grenada Police Force, whoever. They'll send out their stuff in relation to that. All right. 44073. And you know, usually I don't do that. 4407377. That's 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, let me just make sure I have everything there. Nice, right, yeah. 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get on to tonight's program. Now, folks, also, yeah, there's so much things that I could pick out of that press conference. So much things I can say out of that press conference. So for once, I'm just at a loss for words on this one. Let me pull a tune and gather my thoughts together, because seriously, I'm at a loss for this one.
The house is a symbol for the NNP party. We're going green all the way. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green. On election day. Green, we voting green. Green, we voting green.
Down to Comet's voting green, it seems now, yeah.
Exercise your rights and vote for us.
So I'm seeing all the comments in the various chats and so on. Let's wait and hear what the Royal Grenada Police Force has to say. Well, let's hope they say something, because they don't usually. Of late, we haven't been hearing much. Yeah, we had to kind of call them out to hear. But I'm saying when it comes to that issue in relation to the minister and the accident that took place, I fail to understand how the RGPF has a press conference and the people who had the press conference don't have the information in relation to what has taken place there. Whether it's under investigation, so it's not under investigation, whether it's under investigation or inquiries were made and it's at the DPP or no decision is taken in relation to it, or they're not moving forward with anything, or it's now a civil matter, whatever it is, at least that they should have that information when they get there, yeah? And I see someone asking about RTI. We'll talk about RTI a little later. But there's something that I saw on the news from last night, and it sort of piqued my interest. And I want to pull it up so we could have a discussion in relation to it. I want you all to listen very carefully to what is being said. All right? I want you all to listen very carefully to what is being said here. Because this is from, and I'm going to say it's from GBN News last night. You know, I like to credit people when it comes, if it's Bob Report, you credit Bob Report and Dr. Bob. This is from GBN News. And it's just a couple minutes long, but I want you all to pay attention to what is being said in this news report. And I want you all to listen carefully to what is being said in this news report.
Board. GBN sought to get some answers.
The public is eager to see the changes that will be made to what is expected to be a reformed Marketing and National Importing Board. In February this year, the cash-strapped MNIB was downsized after poor management was identified as the leading cause of the state-owned entity's financial woes. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell announced that a 6-member broad-based technical working group was appointed to treat with the establishment of an appropriate public-private partnership to support the sustainable growth of the agriculture sector.
Between February and September, and if possibly sooner, the government will take a two-pronged approach to addressing the reform of the MNIB. We expect that the board will concentrate on the River Road facility and the packing house to continue servicing our farmers during the next 6 months. During that period, the board would be responsible for the management of the winding down of the MNIB operations.
GBN was also made aware that in February, the then acting Chief Executive Officer, Peter Andal, resigned from his position and from the existing board. Speaking with GBN today, Andal explained his reason for the move.
I resigned that position in, was it February when government decided to close marketing board? It was February. I resigned the position and I resigned as a member of the board of directors of marketing board because I didn't agree with what the Prime Minister was doing. The board, in fact, the board didn't agree. We asked the Prime Minister to let us restructure marketing board, and he decided he wanted to close it down.
So, what's next for MNIB? Is the committee ready to reveal the new plans for the organization? GBN reached out to Christopher DeRiggs, chair of the committee, who said he was unable to make any comments without the go-ahead from Agriculture Minister Adrian Thomas. We made numerous calls seeking an interview with the minister, but was told he was unavailable because of cabinet meeting. GBN will continue to seek an update to this story and will bring you more as the information becomes available.
Yeah, folks. Very interesting. Let me change my position for this one. No. First thing, remember, over the last week or so, when it comes to the Marketing and National Importing Board, I have been asking the question, what is taking place? Those of you that pay particular attention to the program know that I have been doing that over the past few days. I'll come back to the phone calls in a short while. The reason being that in the budget for 2023, and that covers January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023, there was no provision for the wrapping up and rolling out of a new Marketing and National Importing Board. There was no budgetary provision in the 2023 budget for that. In February of this year, also thereabouts, according to what Mr. Handel was saying, you had the wrapping up of the Marketing and National Importing Board, and he resigned. And he resigned as the manager and chair, everything. He resigned everything to do with Marketing Board. And he said the reason being that the board did not agree with wrapping up Marketing Board. Their idea was that Marketing and National Importing Board should have been kept and should have been restructured but not shut down. He said basically that the government just do what they want in relation to this issue. They didn't pay attention to him. In fact, let's go back to hear what he had to say in relation to this again. Let's listen to him again.
Today, Andal explained his reason for the move.
I resigned that position in, was it February when government decided to close marketing board? It was February. I resigned the position and I resigned as a member of the board of directors of marketing board. Because I didn't agree with what the Prime Minister was doing. The board didn't agree. We asked the Prime Minister let us restructure marketing board.
So again, his exact words, the board did not agree. They asked the Prime Minister to restructure. What is the use you have the board? What is the use you ask them to go through the process of finding out what the ills are, what should be done to correct them, and all of that, and then still go the other direction? Listen carefully.
Was doing. The board didn't agree. We asked the Prime Minister let us restructure marketing board. And he decided he wanted to close it down.
And he decided, this is his exact words, and he decided, not cabinet, not government, not so on, he decided that he's going to close it down. And right now, I also somewhere here have my good friend, send it again. Somewhere around I have the audio of an interview he did on WeFM. Same Mr. Andal did on WeFM sometime during last week, where he was speaking about the lack of produce that's available from farmers. Now, in his estimation, there's less produce on the market now. Right? I was speaking to a market vendor just the other day in relation to this as well. There's less produce available now because whereas people would produce a certain amount because the intention is that you could sell X amount to marketing and national importing board, and then if you want to sell others to vendors in the market, or you are a vendor, you're going to vend for yourself, but if you're doing a half acre or acre in something, instead of doing that, now they do a quarter acre because they're just catering to themselves for what they are going to sell or what they are going to need. Yeah? So it has reduced the amount of produce on the market. The government itself recently released figures that stated that agricultural production in Grenada is down. Add to this that we are now going through a heat wave. This is supposed to be rainy season. We're supposed to be having rain off and in between. It will affect your agricultural production. And remember, what we're going to is not rainy season, you know. What we're going to is dry season. So how is that? What is being done by the Ministry of Agriculture to deal with these issues? Are they assisting farmers in relation to irrigation? I was in Grand Anse, I live down in the south of the island. I was passing through a particular area today that usually always has water flowing and so on. Dry as bone. Nothing. Yeah? Dry. Usually every time I pass there is water and so dry. Now imagine for farmers and so on, you're having less rainfall. We're not hearing what is the strategy that's going to be employed by the National Water and Sewage Authority if the present conditions continue and we have near to zero rainfall. What is the plan? Desalination? Are they going to drill wells? What are we going to do? What is the plan if we continue with the type of weather that we're having? Because we're hearing in some instances they're saying that this sort of weather is going to continue to the end of October, which means that our dams eventually are going to start to run low. And no, this is not people wishing bad on the country and wishing things happen. This is people assessing what is taking place right now and saying and asking questions, what is being done? Considering the heat wave that's taking place right now, what is the National Water and Sewage Authority, especially without Mr. Husbands, because he's in his last couple weeks, I think. Yeah, he's about to go, so he'll have to have a new manager and all of that. So what is being put in place at the National Water and Sewage Authority to deal with the potential of extended periods of no rainfall? And what is being done through the Ministry of Agriculture in assisting farmers in relation to irrigation, in relation to providing the pipes and so on, because sometimes they close to a water source, but they need help with the pipes and the pumps and that kind of thing. So what is being done to assist farmers to be able to access enough water to irrigate their fields and so? Because if they can't irrigate, it means that the crop's going to dry up. I may not be a farmer. I may have just studied agricultural science and so on. I'm no farmer, but I mean common sense would tell you if they have no water, they can't plant. And we're seeing the continuing trends. You're hearing that the present trend with the hot days, the extremely hot days, next to no rainfall or no rainfall being recorded. Yeah? If you ask me, dew ain't even forming in the night. So what is going to be done? Right? Then the other aspect of what we were hearing in relation to the Marketing and National Importing Board from Mr. Handel, that the board was saying, don't go that direction. But yet still he said the Prime Minister, not the government, not the cabinet, the Prime Minister made the decision they're closing Marketing and National Importing Board. So now that has been closed. It's affecting lots of farmers who otherwise would have found an avenue to sell some of their fruits and vegetables, some of their produce in general. Yeah, that market has now been closed to them. So they're not planting as much. It's going to affect overall agricultural production. You know what's going to happen? If things become scarce on the market, the price does increase. So guess what's going to happen? Yeah? If things become scarce, you can't find cabbage, or you can't find whether it's cauliflower, or you can't find whatever it is, tomatoes, whatever is produced locally, especially coming up to the Christmas season, when everybody wants to stock up their house for Christmas and New Year's and that kind of thing. So if things become less, if they have less of it, the price increases. Yeah? Is the government going to do price control and try to monitor and ensure prices? And they're trying to find the Minister of Agriculture, and you heard the report saying they tried to find the Minister of Agriculture, but he had cabinet meeting. So like after cabinet meeting, the minister may be still in cabinet meeting. Because like they can't find him to answer that question, and that's the thing. When it's certain things, the ministers, you could find them easy. When there's other things, you can't find them, and I'm not blaming the journalists here. The ministers hiding because they don't want to answer questions in relation to this. Because remember, I said to you all last week that the supplementary allocation, the supplementary budget that was prepared for over $100 million plus the loan authorization of $100 million, that had nothing in it for the Marketing and National Importing Board, which we were promised would be reopened by the end of the year. So if the Marketing and National Importing Board is supposed to be reopened anytime soon as a public-private partnership, which means that government have to put some of the money into it, or government at least have to put some money into it, and then the private person comes or private entity comes and they put what money to restart it as a public-private entity. That money was not contained in the supplementary, unless they're going to come with another supplementary between now and the end of the year, which is madness, considering that government closes off spending officially. Yes, they still pay different things, but you're coming up to October, which is the point in time. Right now, budget consultations have started already. They have budget consultations in relation to agriculture, and so taking place already, and people go out to the budget consultations. Unlike them, who would say, don't come, when NNP in power, don't go this and don't go that. I'm telling you all, go to you find out what's going on and you ask the questions at these consultations. So once I have a list, I'll let you all know, but there are budget consultations starting right now. Go out, ask your questions, put your input. So if they don't do it or something happens, you could always say, listen, I did mention that at that budget consultation, the minister was sitting right there. We did say this is what's going to happen. We said it here instead of just staying home with the ideas. But we're finding ourselves in a dangerous situation here. That your agricultural production has dropped due to the farmers stop planting as much because the main body that used to take from them has been closed by the government. And then the weather pattern is not conducive to large-scale agricultural production at this point in time. Not only here in Grenada, remember Trinidad and them going through this too. St. Vincent and them going through this too. So if we think that, okay, Grenada has this problem and then we're going to be able to get from some of the other countries, there we go stay. Yeah, so this is something that definitely the government has to pay attention to and has to speak to the Grenadian people on. Yeah, it's all well and all good to go, and you have all the new National Party projects and so on. You're rolling them out as though it's something that you came in with. Yeah, okay, yeah, the Grenadian people benefit, all well and good. Applause for that. But at the end of the day, there are situations that we are facing that I'm saying tonight that we're going to face. Yeah? The farmers have stopped producing as much. And now we're ending up into a water problem. When last rainfall? When last you had a heavy rainfall? Some fall the other day, and by the time the rainfall and the sun come out again, that was gone. When last we had heavy rainfall to replenish the stocks in the dams that are around the country and so on, and the rivers and so on that the farmers use for irrigation? When last we had some heavy rainfall? So understand what is coming up. And understand as well that you have to prepare yourself for it. Because the cost of the items in the market is going to go up. If they only have a few and everybody rushing them for it, you think what they used to sell for $2, they're going to sell for $2, they're going to go up to $3, they're going to go up to $4. So we have to understand these things are taking place. Folks, we reopen the phone lines, 440-7377. I know quite a few persons were trying to get through. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Yeah, the man said to tell them don't do that, but they do it.
Today, Andal explained his reason for the move.
I resigned that position in, was it February when government decided to close marketing board?
Mm-hmm.
It was February. I resigned the position and I resigned as a member of the board of directors of marketing board. Because I didn't agree with what the Prime Minister was doing. The board didn't agree. We asked the Prime Minister to let us restructure marketing board. And he decided he wanted to close it down.
So, what's next for MNIB?
So they couldn't get the chairman. In fact, they can't get the chairman.
Is the committee ready to reveal the new plans for the organization? GBN reached out to Christopher DeRiggs, chair of the committee, who said he was unable to make any comments without the go-ahead from Agriculture Minister Adrian Thomas. We made numerous calls seeking an interview.
And we have a caller online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Good night. I was listening to what you were saying about Vanny Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what happened in Carriacou with that murder they had where this guy gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that they do all the investigation and that matter is closed. Does matter close and murder?
Well, I don't know how the matter could be closed. I heard him, and I was still trying to comprehend. Maybe Mr. Nimrod Olivier could give me a call and explain that one to me.
Yeah,
because I don't understand how a matter is closed when you know who the individual is that did it, but you don't have them before the courts or in prison.
But saying the matter closed, I don't know, well, if you commit a murder, it could go for 20, 30, 40 years and they still arrest you.
There's no statute. Closed. There's no statute of limitation on murder.
On murder, so I don't know. On a man in that position, he might misspoken.
Well, I heard it too. I was surprised at it, and I agree with you.
Surprised to hear it anyhow. Mm-hmm. All right, Sarah.
All right, thank
night.
you.
Have a good night.
I do agree with the caller. I did hear that when reference was made to that murder in Carriacou, when it was said that that matter is not a closed matter. Mr. Nimrod Olivier, if you're hearing and you're able where you are to give me a call, if Master Rodney allows you to do so, give me a call because I'm trying to figure out how is that matter closed when the individual, it is alleged, we don't know, but I mean, Carriacou small, if he was still in Carriacou, he'd have been found. It has been said that the individual has left the state. Yeah, so you know who the individual is. You have a surviving person who was there when the thing took place, everything took place, everything. And the individual has now disappeared into thin air. And you're saying that the matter is closed. I don't understand that one. Well, maybe think. But anyway, in relation to the budget consultations, yeah, Ahoma, thank you. They've sent a list to me here. So tomorrow, that's the 13th, Wednesday the 13th at Mellows Entertainment Complex up there in Birch Grove, St. Andrew. Yeah, so those of you that could leave town and go up, those of you that up in St. Patrick's and so could come down, and those of you in St. Mark's and St. John, yeah, you had to come over the hill there and yeah, all you're good to go St. David, up the road and across. All right, so Mellows Entertainment Complex in Birch Grove. So that's the consultation in relation to agriculture and the farmers, the agro-processors, the fishermen and fisherwomen, the people involved in the fishing industry in general, beekeepers, poultry farmers, florists, etc. Those of you involved in various aspects of agriculture and fishery, your consultation, budget consultation, will be taking place tomorrow. It starts at 9:30 a.m. and it ends at 12:30 p.m. I have an issue with that. And I'll tell you what my issue with that is. When you're speaking fishermen and farmers and so on, and that is busy time for these people. How that in the night time? Yeah? That is when the farmer ain't out in the land in the middle of the night, although I know a man that used to wait until moon come up and go and plant yam. But anyway, that the farmers not out in the land, the agro-processors, the fishers, the beekeepers, poultry farmers, etc., they generally finish with what they have to do for the day and they rest at night. So to have a consultation for them, this means that you're just having a consultation to say you have one. This is the point in time that they have to be looking after the animals, if they have animals. This is the point in time that fishermen out at sea, and they're gone. They're out at sea still. You want to speak to fishermen, and that's the time you go look to talk to them? Yeah, the agro-processors, the florists, all these kind of things. This is time that these people are actively engaged in their field of endeavor. So to put that from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., you're either willfully having something that you don't want much people to, or you don't know what you're doing. So Ministry of Finance, if it's you that organizing this, maybe it's too late now, but I think that you all should have known that farmers and fishermen and so on, that is not the time for them. Yeah? You will get some, but there are some that have some brilliant ideas and so on. That's the time that these people are engaged. They're busy. Yeah, yes, I know. At the crack of dawn, farmers and so go out and so. But all during this 9:30 in the morning, for a farmer, for a fisherman, am I wrong? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah? For youth, the discussion, the budget consultation, I might try to make that one, is at the Youth Center in Grand Anse, and it's between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. on the 18th, Thursday, the 18th of September. So the 18th day of September, Thursday, that's next week, Thursday, at the Youth Center, they're having the budget consultation in relation to youth. And I just see youth, I'm not seeing youth and sport, not youth, sport and culture, they say youth. So that's taking place next week. I'd like to hear what they're doing really, because I realize they've eviscerated the Imani program. They have destroyed the other youth programs that were there, and they have put nothing in its place. So right now, the Ministry of Youth is basically just a ministry in name only. There's nothing really much take. And they have competent people inside there, you know. I know they have competent people inside there. Not at the hierarchy right now, no, on the leadership, forget that. Yeah, but they have people inside there that know what to do. But are you feeling the Ministry of Youth in your community? Are you seeing them? Are you feeling them in your community right now? On the 27th, they are having all together, and I think that is virtually, they're saying virtually. So that's, I wonder why virtually. What, man? I ain't see all this saying out COVID figures and things, you know, why are you holding that virtually? So what wrong? Well, you can't hold that at the stadium or the trade center or something. Why is that one with all its stakeholders being held virtually? So I mean, you could just, yeah, who want Zoom or they don't want to hear, you could make sure the thing ain't working like all it does do industry. Anyhow, so stakeholders, agriculture, tourism, youth, education, financial sector, private sector, CSO, NGOs, FBOs. So in other words, yeah, the trade unions, His Majesty's opposition, community organizations, creative sector, SOEs, SBSs, what's that again? All right, diaspora, and they're saying they're holding that one virtually. So I'm hoping that there is one where everybody actually gets together, because I don't trust the virtual. Yeah, they could easily say that, oh, your link ain't working properly and kick you off and all kind of nonsense. So I ain't there on that. You understand? Right. So agriculture is the first one that's being held tomorrow. I do not agree with the time. I think the people who set that at that time, they didn't think. Because if I could pick that up within a couple seconds, I mean, come on, man. If I could pick that up within a couple seconds, that is like telling bus drivers that you want to have a meeting with them at either 7 in the morning, between 7 and 9 in the morning, or you want to have that meeting with them between 2 and 5 in the afternoon. You ain't getting no bus drivers because that time they're busy. Yeah, that in the morning they're bringing people to work. In the evening time they're dropping people home from work. Yeah, to work and school, from work and school. So you can have a consultation with bus drivers between, let's say, 6:30 in the morning and 10 o'clock in the morning. And then you're going to have a consultation with them probably between 1 in the afternoon and 5 in the afternoon. You can't do it like that. It's madness. Well, as far as I'm concerned, but anyhow, they know what they're doing. We have a call online. Good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm okay. All
right, go right ahead.
Brother Sheldon, when you check the attitude of this Prime Minister, right? He do it my way. Like Frank Sinatra, I do it my way. Because this Prime Minister don't care about no workers. Because when you have maximum workers, the farmers, we don't sell anything to the maximum board. You close down maximum board. What happened to the farmers? What happened to the workers? They on the bread line again. But as Sandal was saying, if we restructure maximum board, as the previous government was doing, yes, they had problem, right? Well, you could restructure it and the people continue working. You could develop maximum board. But all the aim and desire of the government is to just get rid of workers, get rid of maximum board. That what this government, this what especially the Prime Minister, he do what he want. Whatever the board of directors said, he overriding it. So why you put people to the board of directors in different entities? And when you take a look again, Brother Sheldon, look at the Greater Development Bank. What happened? We minister are going there. Is he they take that again to the board again to do that? So he telling people what to do. If they don't want to do it, they have to do it. If they don't want to do it, he get rid of them. So, Brother Sheldon, this Prime Minister, he just doing what he want, and nobody can tell him what to do. That his attitude towards people. And I was saying to the Greener people, you have to know who come here in front of you and asking you for the vote. Yes, you made a mistake, but you have to learn from your mistake. Right? Because I call upon everyone in Grenada to stand up and speak out of what is going on in the country with the government and with it dealing with people. But I'm going to speak again about last night, where with Richard Duncan, where he said about 90% of the people who got the CBI passport is Russian. Brother Sheldon, look at what is happening with the wider fighting in Russia and between Russia and Ukraine. Many of them Russian business people trying to leave Russia and to go because they know they can't leave Russia and go to America. What they come doing, they trying to get passport from other country, right? To see they go enter America. I'm going to ask a question: how many countries in Caribbean that still have that Russian that deal with that thing with Russia? Russia could get CBI passport. How many countries in Caribbean that still have that Russian thing going? Russian, that's my.
Okay, thank you. Yes, indeed. And I got a slew of messages telling me that I am wrong on the date for the youth engagement. Let me just tell all you, it's not me that wrong, Them that wrong because Thursday the 18th is what they have. So Monday is actually the 18th. So they have to say actually if Monday, but again, probably they don't want young people come, so they want to tie them up. So I don't know. So the 18th is Monday. So I don't know if it's Monday that they're going to be having it or on Thursday, but what they have put out has the wrong date on it. Yeah, because it says the 18th, Thursday the 18th, when the 18th is actually a Monday. And you see, this is how sharp the listeners to this program are about what? I get about 9 messages one time. Shall I know? Again, it's on the chat, in between the comments and so on. Again, it via WhatsApp. left, right, and center. Hey, no, Shalan, you had the wrong date. You're saying the wrong date. Yeah, you understand? So, yeah. So, so this is what they have. They have it as the 18th. Yeah, which is wrong. So, we admit it is wrong. So, the government would have to, maybe somebody was falling asleep within the Ministry of Finance when they went and do that. Anyhow, because if they could have put the other thing for the time that they put it for, if they could put this, and let me just bring it back up. If they could put this meeting for this time, for people involved in this field, then you know no thought went into it, or maybe a lot of thought went into it. A lot of thought of, we're going to have a consultation for having a consultation's sake, to say we have one. So if we get 40, if we get 50, if we get 60, we get a lot. We take our 2 pictures, we show we had a lot of people, we had consultation, and then we do what we want. Then people just did the talk, we doing what we want. Yeah, because you can't, I mean, farmers, a fisherman out in the water, that hour, yeah, poultry farmers, they sort now the animals at that hour. Florists doing what they have to do before. Come on, anyway. But maybe or the guy sing the song, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the farmers. Yeah, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And 347-329-3101. That is the number. If you're in North America, you can call us directly on that line. But I'm still trying to figure out a case. Okay, you know who killed. You have witnesses. The person has absconded from the state. And the case is closed. Well, I don't know. I was never a police officer, so I don't know. Probably it is a closed case. Yeah. Right. So someone is telling me now, good night, Sheldon. A case closed does not mean the matter is done. It becomes a cold case because no lead on the suspect or his location. Remember, homicide does not have a statute and can be reopened once there is a lead. So as I said, I don't know. Someone has clarified it for me. And they're saying it doesn't mean the matter is done. It becomes a cold case. So it is still an active case, a closed case, but it's still a case where once you find the individual, you could drag them in. But you see, explain that now. Because you have a lot of people out here thinking now that it means that everything done. That case a finish. You understand? That is what is being, people are being led to believe there. 440-7377. It's now 11 minutes after 9. 9:11, yeah. 9:11 on the 12th.
Give me melody and words and a voice and I will go there. But left to me alone, I would not tear. Oh no, oh no, oh no. The pleasures of life are all I've been living for. But you want a bold singer? I desert champagne, a leader and all corruption by its name. Even though.
So I think a date has been given for the opening of Parliament. I did see a release come out in relation to it. We don't know if that's the last time the Governor General will be reading the throne speech. We don't know. But a date has been given for the ceremonial opening of Parliament. So that will be happening very soon. At that sitting, you shall be hearing an outline of the government's objective in this parliamentary year. All right, so between September this year and probably September of next year, you'll be hearing what they intend to achieve. I don't know, they say 500 houses a year pass. I ain't see 100 yet, I ain't see 400, I ain't see 200 yet, but they say 500 houses a year, so we're waiting to hear, and I want them come and say that a lie and all kind of thing, them that say the thing and they say 500 houses a year, I don't know.
They look out, but they refuse to see.
Very interested in hearing what they have to say about housing, especially considering the wicked deed that was done to the people in Carriacou in relation to housing. Yeah, so I'm waiting to hear. Yeah.
Alright, alright, alright. Give me
CC, what's up, bro?
I will go there, but left to me alone, I would not dare. Oh no, oh no, oh no, the pleasures of life.
And again, so for those of you that have joined us late, I think most people would know by now. When it comes to the flash we had earlier, it was a comet that was passing by. Yeah, that was passing by. Right, so a comet that was passing by. It's Comet Nehemura or something like that. Yeah, it's a fairly, they've found out about it fairly recently. It gave a close pass by, right? So that's why it brightened up the place like that. And so since then, I've received several other videos, but I just don't have the time to pull them up yet. There's several other stories that we're working on right now. Some folks have been asking about RTI again. Yes, RTI, they have been given, they were told to do what they have to do in Grenada and so on. They don't have to pay anything and all that kind of thing. We're going to be doing some more, giving some more information, not tonight, but we're going to be giving some more information on them.
They talk of Jesus like it's history. I have never been one to stand up and speak against wrong. Expose myself to political victimization. But the one they calypso king to be a liberator.
So again, we need, and you see the thing is, we have to call them out. So we're calling them out now. We're calling them out in relation to what is taking place with agriculture in Grenada at this point in time. Government figures, their own release recently, I'm sorry that I don't have the release in front. Somebody who has the release, send it to me. They stated that agricultural production is down. Yeah? Well, if you close the main body, somebody was giving me a figure a while ago in relation to 1 pound of sweet potato is $6 in Marketing and National Importing Board now. Well, I don't know. Maybe I need to go and try and see. Yeah? So, if you close down the main business that is they're purchasing from them, and you see now as well that they're trying as much as possible. They're trying as much as possible. Mr. Andal is trying to provide another avenue. Yeah? He's trying to provide another avenue now for the same people to be able to sell their products and so on. But they're not going to produce as much. Yeah, they're not going to produce as much. Someone is saying here, if I want to bet that it's the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation that organized the consultations. The virtual consultations make no sense, and I agree. It makes no sense in my view, because then you're going to have a lot of people trying to talk over each other and that sort of thing. Yeah, how do you go into the breakout sessions and so on? Or maybe they're not having breakout sessions, like one section for youth, one for agriculture, one for tourism, one in relation to infrastructure and so on. You're not going to have breakout sessions in relation to that, right? So the virtual consultation makes no sense. The diverse groups mentioned may have different concerns, and the time allotted will not allow for meaningful contributions. And I agree. Yeah? I agree. And let me see here. Yes, someone has sent the article to me. There's an article that was in the Now Grenada. Right. So it says here, people involved in the various industries of the agricultural sector will learn how that sector performed during the first half of 2023 and at the same time identify priorities for 2024 when the Ministry of Agriculture holds a national consultation on the 14th of September. Scheduled to take place in the eastern parish of St. Andrew, which is known for massive agricultural productions. The flyer advertising the consultation said that the two main objectives are sensitizing stakeholders and soliciting their views. Yeah? So you go in and talk to and with them. Nice. Let me skip here. Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall recently presented the 2020 mid-year review in the lower house of Parliament. The review, which is now a public document, was prepared in August 2023 it said that the agricultural sector will experience a decline in 2023. So that is out of the mid-year review that was presented in Parliament by the present Minister of Finance, that they expect a decline in 2023. So overall, a small decline is expected in the agricultural sector in 2023, said the review, which explained that the decision was based on the limited data received from the Central Statistical Office and estimates by the Ministry of Finance. But I mean, common sense could tell you that too. The review said that an estimated decline of 5.5% is expected for nutmeg production, 3.5% for cocoa, and 10% for the Marketing and National Importing Board purchases of other crops. Then you have to factor in the weather that we have in. Given the MNIB is undergoing restructuring, well, they say, remember the media review saying that MNIB going over restructuring, but no finances have been allocated for that restructuring. At the same time that they're delivering this, they put forward a supplemental that said we need extra money for this, for the police, for the FIU. We need $7.5 million because we had to go and print some $50 notes for $2 million. And we have $5 million that all of us know they're going and use like a constituency fund, that they had all of that. But when it came to the Marketing and National Importing Board, there was no funding there to deal with this. They took $60 million in relation to land acquisition. $60 million to acquire properties. Yeah? And ask yourself, the properties they're acquiring, if those properties and the owners of those properties have any connection, or the people who are on those properties paying the owners of those properties, well, former owners, because they acquired two of them now, have any connection with anybody or bodies sitting in cabinet right now. Right? But while they find all that money, and they're talking about the restructuring of the Marketing and National Importing Board as a very important issue, they ain't put no money there for it. Given that the Marketing and National Importing Board is undergoing restructuring, MNIB purchases is likely to be an inaccurate proxy for production of other crops for the rest of 2023, said the report, which explains that the data remains a challenge for the agricultural sector, and as such, estimates are used where data gaps exist. And I could tell you, yeah, plenty sunshine, but no rain, your agricultural production is going to decline further. Yeah? Because unless farmers are given adequate equipment and access to at least low interest or no interest funding to purchase those equipment to irrigate their fields, we're going to have a problem in this country when it comes to water. And again, I repeat again, we need to hear what NOWASA is doing in relation to this particular issue. We need to hear coming out what is NOWASA doing, what is happening. We need to hear from them. Yeah, we know there's a transitional phase right now. And also, since we're talking about the statutory bodies, I keep getting complaints in relation to Grenlec. Yeah? Up to today, somebody messaged in one thing that I in there, and they said, well, if they want to sell Grenlec, just say all you want to sell Grenlec, but don't, because we understand the strain is a lot of strain on Grenlec right now. With the warm nights and warm days, some people have on the AC and fan and different things running right through. So there is additional strain on the resources of Grenlec. We admit that there is additional strain on them. What is being done to counteract that? Yeah? What is the plan moving forward with Grenlec? Is it that we just leave things as they are and hope for the best? What is the plan in moving forward with Grenlec again? In the supplementary, I can't remember. Maybe there is, I can't say. My good friend who looks at those documents as well as me. My good friends who do that. Did you all see anything there in relation to Grenlec? Because I saw nothing in relation to Grenlec. When we know that they have to purchase a new machine. We saw the chairman of the board resign. Yes, you heard it here first. The chairman of the board of Grenlec resigned. After the chairman of the board of Grenlec resigned, right, and that was the same week we had a major blackout. The two are not connected from what we're hearing. But you're hearing that there are little stories about there was back and forth in the board because you have people that are connected to a company that produces the generators that are used to create the electricity and those people are sitting on the Grenlec board and there's a conflict of interest if that is the case. And that some people didn't want to get themselves tied up in any conflict of interest, but that there's a conflict of interest, and that is a word that we keep hearing a lot these days, conflict of interest, not conflicts, conflict of interest in relation to these matters. Yeah? So we keep hearing that when it comes to these things. So whether it's Grenlec and the purchasing of an engine that is being produced by a company that has a representative in Grenada or regionally or whatever they are or were, who is sitting on the board of directors of Grenlec. Even if they no longer hold that position with the company, it's still a conflict of interest, especially if they are making any moves to push in the direction that Grenlec should purchase that engine in particular. Yeah? And while it's speaking of purchasing an engine, why are they not looking at how to expand solar power generation? Every school and government building on the island of Grenada needs to have solar panels on top of it. Every community center and so. And in that way, you'll be able to reduce the amount of load that we have now on the generators there. So whether it's the general hospital, the ministerial complex, health centers, schools, yeah, schools, because we have a lot of schools, you have a lot of roof space there. So you should have solar panels on all of these and feed that electricity back into the grid. That's going to cut down the amount that you have to be taking. Now you have to go use my idea. I don't mind, because all of us are going to benefit at the end of the day. But that in itself, using all government buildings, is going to significantly slash the amount of fuel that you have to buy for diesel generators. It's going to significantly move us towards being more. And remember, there's a lot of funding. There are literally billions of dollars available in funding for projects like that. If you're saying you want to move into renewables, there are literally billions of dollars available in relation to things like that. We've got a caller online.
Praise the Lord, huh?
Of course, all the time.
I want to find out something. What really is a dictator?
Different people have different opinions of what a dictator is, but it's a person who holds on to how could you put it? The person rules and rules absolutely.
All right. But I was looking at, I was just passing through and on my thing as this thing come up. And I heard they say, the former prime minister is a dictator. And I know that he lose more than one election. He come back and win an election. So he didn't overthrow to be important, right? Mm-hmm. So if you dictated me and tell me I should be, I figure the person that are saying that, they are the dictators.
Well, he can't be a dictator because there were free and fair elections. Dictators don't lose elections. Okay. When you had dictators in the Caribbean, they didn't used to lose elections. Even if a ballot box come back and the ballot box do have enough votes for them when it reach, by the time they finish with it, it have enough votes for them. They didn't used to lose elections. You actually.
I find it was funny when you come down and telling people that, Dr. Keaton want to go, they go say, give him a chance again, or give him a time again, and they won a fair election. So I don't see dictator there.
Well, let me tell you this, my friend. In order to reduce my blood pressure and to avoid getting into conflict with some people, over the years, I think I've mellowed out a lot. And one thing I've learned, I never try to have deep political conversations with people that don't understand politics.
Okay.
So you see, if they are making that statement, it means that they don't understand what the term dictator and what various factors lead to somebody being called a dictator. I can't have a conversation with them in relation to it.
Okay.
You understand? In the same way.
Because I find it was stupid,
Yeah, and it's the same way, again, friend. It's the same way I don't expect some people to do things in a common sense sort of way when I know for a fact they don't have common sense.
Okay.
So I don't expect them to do sensible things when I know, come on, we know they don't have common sense. But we're still expecting them to do things with common sense. Why are we stressing ourselves so? So I've gotten to the stage in life where I no longer have conversations with people that don't understand politics. You understand politics because you understand that there are certain measures that have to be taken for somebody to be considered a dictator. Yeah? If you're a dictator, you're there for 40 years. Look, there are some people that are moving in Africa right now that have been there since the 80s, in some instances since the 70s. These people have been there, and they're being moved out of office by coups and so on.
Okay.
These people never used to lose an election because whether they win, they lose, they win.
They in power.
Yeah, whether they win or they lose, they win.
Yeah. And that's what a dictator is.
Yeah.
So how a man know that run a fair election, he lost and he gone. He ain't say nothing, but you say he's a dictator.
Yeah, they don't. Dictators don't lose elections.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, my brother. I
Well,
thank
have
you
a
so
blessed
very
night,
much for your call. You have a blessed one yourself. You and your family.
Okay.
All right, brother. Yeah, dictators don't lose elections. Hey, you're talking about when Saddam and them have election. Saddam have an election and winning 90-something% of the vote. And they say the only reason he didn't win 100% is because somebody vote spoil. You understand? In certain African countries, when you hear they have elections and so on, you see the army suddenly arrive at the polling station and they stand up right there to watch, to make sure that you put your mark next to the correct, you're voting the correct way. You understand? And just for spite, even if you vote the correct way, they hold one and they beat them outside so that everybody see, well, if you do the wrong thing, this is what will happen to you on election day. That's what used to happen. That's how dictators operate. You understand? Yeah, dictators, you are opposition to them and so on. They burn your house, they do all kind of, that's how dictators operate. That's what we're talking about, man like Saddam and them used to do. You understand? So come on, calling people dictator. They don't understand what the term dictator, just mentioning a term because they heard something, somebody with sense was probably talking about something, and they pick up part of it, and then they have changed that into a conversation that they want to have to seem like though they're intelligent or they know what they're talking about. They don't. So when I bounce up somebody like that come and they can't have a conversation in relation to an issue, I ain't hurting my head. I ain't raising my blood pressure. I ain't wasting my words. Have a blessed day and I gone. I ain't wasting my time. I can't have the conversation. You're not at the level to have the conversation in relation to politics when you're making statements like that. Yeah? And that's something I've learned. I don't expect common sense from certain people and organizations. I don't expect the present administration to do things in a caring manner for the poorer set of people in this country. And the vulnerable said, because I know they don't care. And not I think, not I perceive, I know they just don't care. They showed you that when they took the 150 from them, that when they treat the faith workers the way that they're treating them. When you heard them come in and basically saying that the MP, former minister and so on, is the one that should pay them and dice with that to go to absolute nonsense and foolishness. There are other words I could use to describe that, but, the children listen to this program. Yeah? Some people say Iraq was better with Saddam. Yeah, well, at least it was a country, right? Now who know what Iraq is, right? It's not a country again. Same way Libya is not a country. But anyhow, that's not a discussion for another time. But, again, yeah, I just don't expect certain behaviors. You see what has done to the faith workers. You heard the uncaring manner in which they were speaking about these people. Some of these people are the ones who've been calling this program and other programs, asking the government to please pay the company so that they can get their money. They had children to send to school. They had to find ways to buy books and all kind of thing. Yeah? If it wasn't people like the Keith Mitchell Foundation, Nimrod Olivier, Miss Cami, you understand? And many of you, Teresa, yeah, you're on the live there. Your Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis, and many of you, Kathy, and all of you people that tried and helped at least one or two children. Yeah, I know many of you, you wouldn't come out and say it, but you all tried to help at least one or two children. Yeah, we did what we could do from on the program here with your support, and we were able to do quite a lot. Telling you, we do more than some of them MPs and them who boasting they do. We did a lot more. Yeah, especially working along with Camians, we do a lot more than a lot of them who beating the chest and all kind of thing there right now. Right? We don't have to take pictures of people's children and stick them all over the place. People always talk about that. So we didn't do that, but we made sure that we showed you what we were going to distribute before we distributed and so on. Right? And we're still trying to help more. Because outside of that, you have children that have to go to school, and so sometimes they don't have the change to go to school, different things like that. So we try to help with that as well. Yeah? But again, you don't look for caring from people who they've proven to you, they've shown you that they don't care. They've shown you that they don't listen. So if a person could sell somebody van and don't care, somebody could bonk somebody child and don't care, and can't say they ain't bonks, you know. When you put on the brake lights, when you apply the brakes, when did you apply the brakes? Take me to court and say, all you just threaten Mosquito Man and all, threaten me. Take me to court. You bonks him. Yeah, he didn't bonks you. You bonks him. When did you apply your brakes? All of us are drivers. Yeah, even before you had your license, you was a driver. So all of us are drivers. So all of you threatening and sending people to threaten Mosquito Man and threaten me. Take me to court. Yeah? These days I ain't mind. I go in. Take me to court. Right? But they show you that they don't care. They're showing you, they're telling you, they're giving you examples. They take 150 from the elderly people, they never even tell. In fact, the last thing the elderly people heard, and the disabled people and so on heard, the last thing they heard was the minister standing up in the Senate and saying that the 150 will be kept. They will continue to get the one. That's the last thing they hear. They didn't hear anything else after. All they know is they went there and who gets $75, who get this, who get that. Some people nearly get heart attack. That is what they nearly get. Yeah? So they showed you that they don't care because they didn't even think it important to inform you of that. Remember, these are the same people that take $24,000 a year additional on their salary, yeah? But a $150 a month for people, they take it off. After they said they would keep it, they cut it off. They bring a supplementary, they even say, let's bring it back. But they find $60 million to acquire land, including land that they ought not to have even bothered to go after right now, because there was a good case that the government had that they would win, and the people that bring the case would end up having to pay the government. But no, they know better, so they run in front and go and pay in $22 million one way and how much million the next way and all sort of thing they have to go and pay now. Yeah? And just tell yourself, follow the money, as they say. Follow the money in relation to those issues. Follow the money. But you're hearing them, so I don't look for caring in these people because I don't believe that they care. I honestly do not believe that these people care. Look, we spoke about Andy Williams. We spoke about what is taking place in relation to him and the Ministry of Finance when it comes to corporate tax and these things and stamp tax and so. And we ain't even talk VAT yet. That one, we go talk that one in a time, but we ain't even talk VAT yet. And they just not bothering to answer and can't be bothered because they don't care. We talked about him in relation to the GDB loan and the fact that government ministers, parliamentarians and a whole are barred from receiving loans, including board of director members and so on. The law is they are barred from receiving loans from the GDB. They admit they get money and thing, and so what? Because they don't care. They don't care what you think. They don't care how you feel. They just bluntly do not care. They're busy living the time of their lives. The people are saying, John, Every now and again, they might glimpse their MP. Now, their MP holds the portfolio of Minister of Climate Resilience. Climate resilience is the same thing I was talking about just now when I said there are billions of dollars available there. A Grenadian who held the same ministry that she's now holding before her is the one in charge of a lot of that money through the United Nations. And you telling me Grenada can't even put forward a proper proposal to get a couple million? Billions available, but you can't send out a proposal to get a couple million? But they come in and boast, when I was in Germany, and they like to boast, so when they're speaking in parliament and so, they like to name drop all the places that they jump plane and they went to and come back with nothing. Yeah? So, while I was in Germany, and when I went to Africa, we spoke about, when I was over in India, this is what, name dropping. We went here, we went there. Who come back wearing Nehru suit like they feel is Indian as well. Yeah? I was Indian. I have 1/6 East Indian in me. Yeah, I could even tell you Madras state. I know people come from and all. Right? Yeah, that's how others look, kind of like others look too. Yeah. But they don't care. They just don't care. It's a good friend of mine I was speaking to, and he kept telling me that, and he said, Sheldon, you keep raising these issues and so, but to ease yourself, just remember something. These people actually don't care. So they could come out and make an accusation against the New National Party that there's a cabinet conclusion where the NNP thief money as far as they are concerned. And a year plus, they cannot present said document when they are supposed to be holding said document because they've quoted and said that said document exists. They have been challenged in relation to it. And up to this said day, the 12th of September, they just ain't bothering with you because they don't care. Who is you to ask them for that? They don't care. So is NDC don't care. They are the National Don't Care Party. NDC, National Don't Care. They don't care. So you ask them, okay, you say, okay, we're hearing about different things that have taken place in our country. We're hearing about this, we're hearing about that. They don't care. They're not answering questions to the media. They don't have press conferences. You're having a set of murders and different things taking place in the country. People are concerned. Last year, coming up to Christmas, you had a spate of armed robberies, which is something we generally don't see in Grenada, and we hope does not replicate itself this year. Right? We hope that doesn't replicate again this year, and we have some kind of thing like that happening. So you ask them to come out, and when they come out, they give you a little brief kind of AI-generated speech and so on, throw word for people and so on, and then disappear, because they generally don't care. They're making the money, they're getting paid on a half month and so, well, bi-monthly, they're getting the money. They don't care. They jump a plane, they go different place, they eat nice food, they lime, they thing, they might attend a meeting, they go, next thing you hear, all of a sudden they have a fundraiser wherever it is they go, they lime, they don't care. You ask, you say, there's a conflict of interest with the Prime Minister being in charge of CBI and so on, and the chairman of cabinet, and CBI things coming up to cabinet and so on. Something is wrong with that. You have another member who is now the Minister of Finance, and he's the one that also has to give concessions to companies who come in. Remember this, sir? The Prime Minister had that responsibility, and it's now the new Minister of Finance. Well, not new anymore, but the Minister of Finance that has that responsibility. When the companies that are doing a project here, the CBI project, when they ask for a concession, they had to ask from that concession from an individual who is also involved in CBI. Because the concession must come from the Minister of Finance. So those concessions had to come from Deacon Mitchell before, and now have to come from Mr. Dennis Cornwall. Yeah? But you think they care? They don't care. They tell you nothing wrong with that. We just step out of the room when that being discussed. You say, well, wait. You have a woman who's going around right now, supposed to be bringing business back for Grenada. This individual also operates a CBI company. Yeah? An operational CBI company that there's a conflict of interest there, that is wrong. No, nothing wrong with that. Why? Because they don't care. And the sooner we all get to understand that, the sooner a lot of us come to a realization and start to relax a lot more. Because they just don't care. Right? They just don't care. Yeah, they could come to you. They could say, listen, we're going to have independence celebrations for the rest of 2023. But mind you, we are nearly in the middle of September, and that 5 million remaining is 5.5 million or so remaining is supposed to be spent between now and December 31st. So you're nearly into October already, because today is the 12th. So you're nearly to the middle of this month already. So it means you have 3.5 months left to spend 5.5 or 5. I don't know if they're using 2.5 or 2 to print those money, the $50 note. But they would have between $5 and $5.5 million to do independence celebrations. My friends, has there been a launch? Maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm wrong. Have they had a launch in relation to the 50th anniversary of independence? Did we see any launch out there? What is the theme that we're going with? Where's the logo? What are some of the activities? When is the opening ceremony? When we're having the opening? Yeah? And what part is everyone going to be playing in this? Yeah? What is taking place really? How are we moving forward, as they just say? How are we moving forward with the 50th anniversary of independence? They don't care if you ask that question. You know why? Because they don't care. That's why they could mix up a Thursday with a Monday, because they don't care. You have the young people under the Imani program, people being sent home for small infractions. I met one today telling me what happened with them. Not even a chance to defend themselves. Just an accusation made and you just, boom, send them home. Yeah? With nothing. Send them home. Go home. And they know that if they sent home all the Imani one go, what happened in 2008, the backlash they got, they'd get it again. So I'm telling you all, what they're doing is drip, 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 drip to where we at rock. So every month in a different constituency, in all the different constituencies might be a 2 or a 3 that is going home. But pretty soon, remember, they're supposed to be moving over from the Ministry of Youth, because they say the minister and the advisor and them incompetent inside there anyway. So they're moving out from that ministry, the Imani program, and placing it under the National Training Agency. Right? That's where they say they're going to be doing it. Instead of saying, let's work in conjunction with the National Training Agency. No, they're taking the program out from there and putting it under the National Training Agency. You know why? So that the National Training Agency will have to fire the rest of the people that are under the Imani program, and they will wash their hands of it and say, we had nothing to do with it. That's the National Training Agency, not the Ministry of Youth that sent all you home. The National Training. I'm not telling all you what's going to happen. They're going to come and say, is the National Training Agency that send home the Imani trainees and not the ministry. But the ministry is the one that sent them over to the National Training Agency, those that remain. And by that time, it wouldn't have much remain anyway. Remember, within 12 months, you were supposed to have all these Imanis working permanently right now. Yeah, they were supposed to be working permanently. Ask those who in the private sector what been happening to them. Those who are not working in a government or statutory body. Ask those who you knew were working there what is happening with them right now. Yeah? The Ministry of Youth under Mr. Ron Redhead is a failure. A total failure. He's a failure. His advisor has always been a failure. The ministry is now a failure. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. Good night to you listening public.
Yes, sir.
Sheldon, I listened the Bob report today.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it live, but I got the playback.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to some of the things that was discussed on the Bob report by one known banker that is the chairman of the CBI program, and he talks a lot about money. what I want to say to Mr. Richard Duncan that I haven't seen one road that this government has initiated or start building. The Molyneux project, the River Road project, all that is still on hold. Nobody knows when work is going to commence. The marketing board, a number of people has been sent home.
My brother, you see, if you was listening to me earlier, you'd understand, you know. The Molyneux project, the people who live in Molyneux, what constituency is that? St. George Northwest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever beaten Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell between 1984 and now in St. George Northwest?
No.
Anybody even come close?
No.
Whether NNP win election, they lose election, Northwest people stick with Dr. Mitchell. So you think they care about it? They don't care, brother. They don't care.
I am just making my
the
point
the workers who was working in marketing board, you think they care about them? They don't care. But go ahead.
I was just making that point to say that we talk about people, more than 1,000 students are thereabout will be graduated from TAMCC, and they have to create job opportunities for them. So Mr. Duncan start joining the bandwagon of lying to people now? How CBI program could initiate new jobs and you have over 30% of the working population in this country is on the breadline. So I want Mr. Duncan to tell the Grenadian people on behalf of his government where the initiation is going to take place for infrastructure development to take place in Grenada and when it's going to start. They are getting ready for our next budget. And there has been, since the first budget, there has been borrowing. Just before the next budget, they come for the green light to borrow. More monies. No. Is this a way of showing your economy is going to develop or is going to go backward? Are you taking a downward trend? As I say, and I will continue to advocate, when our economy is doing well in a country, there will be a lot of people being employed, and you will create new avenues for job creation for the young folks that graduating from college and other universities. Please, let Mr. Duncan know that we are watching him and Grenadian eyes on what he's saying to Grenadian. The people are listening carefully. Don't make those ugly statements as was made in the campaign. By the stroke of a pen, we can regularize. We will turn every Imani into permanent job.
In 12 months?
In 12 months.
Yeah,
12 months has come and gone. And his contract was illegal. So is he joining the bandwagon to lie now on behalf of the government? Tell Mr. Duncan, be careful. Thank you very much.
All right, my brother. 4407377. I may be able to take one, possibly two calls before we run out of time tonight. But yeah, they just don't care. Take $5 million and spend it not on marketing and national importing board, not on addressing the possibility of shortage of water between now and the end of the year, because we'll be going into the dry season. We're going into the period of time when we generally doesn't have rain anyway, and we hardly having rain now. I mean, how much common sense you have to know that you're going to end up in water problems? You hear them talking about that? No. We go jail Mosquito Man and take him to court, and that is where them and the goons out there talking about. Oh, we ain't ready for Sheldon yet, we go deal with him. Oh, a Dr. Mitchell this and a Dr. Mitchell that, and all members of the NNP this and members of the NNP that. No. But again, I don't lose sleep over it. My heart don't hurt, my chest don't get tired, and my blood pressure. Anytime I check my blood pressure, there's wonder what's going on because it's like in Zen. It's always nice and normal. It ain't going up. Yeah? And the reason is I've gotten to that place where I don't look for care and concern in places where there's no care and concern. You can't look for love in loveless places. Understand that? In the same way, you can't look for common sense from stupid people. Don't expect it. If something happened that had common sense in it, it happened by a fluke. So I don't expect them to understand that you should have taken the 5 million, even if you want to use some of it and you say having activities, because remember, they don't even have activities put together yet. They don't even have a schedule of activities. Maybe they might come and give us a Thursday the 18th when it's really the Monday too for that. But anyway, they don't have a schedule of activities as to what is taking place. So the same funds that we know they wanted to take in the first place as constituency funds, to say this is money to use in the constituency. You understand? I sat here and the realization hit me. That's what they just did. That $5 million is the constituency fund. That is for them to spend lap and cut in the different constituencies all over. That is for them to hit the blocks and tell fellas, hey, we have a job for you all, you know. You see, that drain between there and there, we want to do some repairs on it and we want to clean it and all that kind of thing. So we need you all to come and deal with that. And we go pay you all X amount. When they come, take it. Yeah, when they come, take it. You have Bush, especially in different parts, St. David's, you know, the Prime Minister constituency. You could tie Bush from one side of the road to the other. You could do it in different areas. Up to this morning, I was listening to a program I hear caller talking about the fact that the bamboo hanging over so much, it's scratching up the top of the vehicle. And it don't make sense going and paint the vehicle if the situation remain, because you go repaint and just scratch it again. And remember, government ain't getting nothing for that scratch on the van, and they don't care about that. Right? Because they don't care. People complaining they're not seeing the MP ain't showing up, they don't see them since election, they never see them. The only place that they see them is sometimes when they're in parliament, and so they might see them, and so they don't know where the people disappear to, and so some of them say, well, I didn't really vote them, and I voted NDC. Some of them, oh, I vote because I just didn't like NNP, and I vote against NNP, and that's the kind of thinking that went behind it. Yeah? So you expect them to care about you now? They just don't care. And the faster we all understand that, is the faster we'll all be able to, how they put it, move forward. So if you see that the Prime Minister is living on a property and government acquire the adjoining property all of a sudden, and there may be development there that may end up encompassing where the Prime Minister is living now, and you ask, well, who owns where the Prime Minister is living? Are we paying for where he's living? Does he own it? Does somebody else own it? Because somebody could own the property and just tell the Prime Minister, hey, watch, we want you to stay here. Just let government pay the bills, they'll pay the electricity and all these things, and you could stay here. People could do that. I mean, nothing is wrong with that. But who are the people? Because we don't want to end up finding out that this person is somebody that is gaining some benefit from the government of Grenada, because again, that would be corrupt in nature. Yeah? So we don't want to find out that something like, who is the person or persons or company, whoever owns the property. I think that should be out in the public. But when you ask those questions in Parliament, they don't answer. And the reason they don't answer is because, of course, again, they just don't care. So you can ask how much they spend in relation to travel for the last year. They will not answer because they don't care. You can ask what is taking place in relation to the permanent secretaries. You see the attack on them. You know they're about to shift them around. They've already started the process of shifting them around. They wouldn't answer. They'll just do the thing, and when they're ready, they send out a release on a Friday evening because they don't care. Yeah? So they would tell you that they're not hiring somebody as a press secretary, and you're asking how much does pay a press secretary and so, and they don't believe they have to answer you anything, and then the same person who they're saying wasn't hiring get higher, and they come and they just go with that as normal because they don't care. And again, once we understand that, life would be much sweeter. Yeah? That these people just don't care. They're showing you You have people that campaign with them hard. Harder than the economy was under Nazim Burke. Hard. When I tell you hard as that, you know that was hard. So it was harder than the economy under Nazim Burke. These people campaign real hard with them. They can't even get a book bag. They can't even get a voucher. They have to scrimp and save and call relatives overseas to try and assist them to get to send their children to school. Some of them had to go back to the same NNP person that they either vote out or vote against to get assistance, to get their children to school. And you know, some of them still, even after that, have not come to the realization that NDC just don't care. Yeah? It's a fact. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you, and whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We're going to be speaking to and with you and not about you. We'll be back tomorrow night, God's willing, right here on Talking Points for you. And I think we're going to leave in a different kind of mood. Yes, various sources are reporting that the news that we gave earlier, that the missing Canadian individual has been found deceased. Various sources are reporting that as well. Yes, so our prayers go out to the St. George's University family, his family, and his schoolmates, friends, everybody. Our prayers go out to them, and our condolences go out to them on behalf of Talking Points and the Talking Points family, of course. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out of here. We'll be back tomorrow night, same time, with more Talking Points for you. And tomorrow, I think we out to give a little bit of trouble, so make sure to tune in early. We start in early o'clock. Nice.
Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Whatever what you say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank a bit of cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Palestine to Calvary, he took the walk for you and me. Then they nailed him to a tree. No, me can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down. Excuse me. What do you say? We can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Listen to me. So no matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. He placed a fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. I give me pass, let me testify. Grenada, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. My God, can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. I refuse. He's been good to me. I gotta testify. Put up your hands and give him praise. Put up your hands and Grenada, 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 Grenada. Somebody give him glory. I say no way. He's been too good to me. I gotta test. No matter what you say about me, no matter what you do to me, see I know I have the victory. So I can't sit down. He placed a fire down in my soul, and the Holy Ghost is in control. The blood of Jesus satisfies. Please give me pass, let me testify. Say me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. God bless you, Grenada. Put up your hands and give him praise. 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 He's been good. He's been good. Woke you up this morning.